Sao Paulo. In third place, Max Verstappen. In second place, Oscar Piastri. And taking his first ever sprint victory, our winner, Lando Norris. Lando, well done. Your first sprint victory and an important 8 points for the championship. Was the car where you wanted it today?
Yes. Tricky to know. I think the longest run I've done this weekend is like 5 laps. So a few unknowns through the race, but I think it felt good. The wind changed quite a bit from today to yesterday, so that changed things around a bit. But difficult, but I think we were still strong as a team, and the car was good.
Now, you had close company from behind for much of the race. Was this a stressful one for you?
Yeah, it wasn't a straightforward one. I think our pace was good, but it's always hard to know. And I think when you're actually in the front, in a race like today, I know, like for Oscar, it's hard to judge how much you push and use that kind of free air and clean air versus how much the tires might start to degrade by the end of the race, and you want to keep the tires alive. So a difficult position to be in for sure. We knew it was going to be a difficult race to kind of manage the tires and keep everything in a good window. But I think we did that. So yeah, I would have preferred having a much bigger gap behind, but that's the way it was.
Would your life have been easier if Oscar had let you through earlier in the race?
I don't know. I don't know. How am I meant to know?
All right. Well, look, tell us a little bit about tyre wear. How difficult was it to get 24 laps out of the medium?
Yeah, not too bad. I think definitely started to struggle a bit towards the end with the balance. And playing around with the steering wheel a bit to kind of change the balance around a little bit and try and avoid any mistakes. Yeah, and then just make sure at the end of the race my tires were good and I could keep Oscar within the DRS because Max was not far behind. So yeah, we helped each other out, and Oscar obviously helped me a lot today, so I thank him for that.
So Lando, it was a McLaren front row. It's now a McLaren 1-2. Just how much confidence do you have going into the remainder of the weekend?
I smell a rain, so I have no idea what's going to happen there. I mean, if it stays dry, I'm confident. I think our pace is strong. I didn't feel like I maximised yesterday at all. So yeah, today's another opportunity, but I think we're in a good position. The car's performing well, but if it rains, it's anybody's chance.
All right, look, well done today. Good luck for the rest of the weekend. Oscar, let's come to you now. Can you just sum up that race from your point of view?
Yeah, a bit of a tricky one. Like Lando said, it's always a bit hard to know how much to push, how much to save in that kind of position, especially on a new surface like this that's not really had much racing. So a bit of a tricky one, but it hung on better than I thought. So yeah, the car was feeling pretty good, and yeah, pretty happy.
Tell us about the team orders. What was agreed pre-race, and did you execute as the team asked you to do?
Yeah. We spoke about it before the race, and when we were going to swap. The gap never really got big enough to do it at a convenient time, but that was always the plan at some stage. So yeah, I think we pulled it off as well as we could. We got a bit close with Max under the VSC, but still the most points for the team, which is of course what we wanted.
Oscar, how hard is it for you as a racing driver to give up a victory?
I mean, it's not as fun as winning, but I think I know the position that we're in. We've been talking about this for months now, and this is really the first time that we've had to enforce it. So yes, I would have preferred to have won, but again, it's a sprint. It's the same points for the team, and being realistic, I don't have much to fight for in the driver's standing. So. Yeah, we knew this is something that could and probably would happen at some point. But yeah, I was fine with it.
All right. Thank you, Oscar. Max, let's come to you now. You look very fast out there. Were you pleased with the pace of your car?
Yeah, I think we had good pace. Just I got stuck in a DRS train, so I had to wait for my moment to have a go at Charles. He had a few moments. in the race, and then he made a mistake in turn 1. So then I had a good run out of turn 3, and I could get him. But yeah, unfortunately a little bit too late. But there was also not much else that I could do, because when everyone is just in a DRS train, you can't attack. And yeah, that was it. But the pace was good. Seemed like we could at least be in that fight, which hasn't really been the case the last few races. So I think that's promising.
As you say, it was a little bit too late. Do you think if you'd passed Charles earlier, you had the pace to really challenge the McLarens today?
Yeah, of course, but I was stuck in a DRS train, so you cannot pass.
Okay. Can you just talk us through the restart after the VSC? It got very tight with Oscar.
Yeah, it got tight. We were just getting close to each other, then we had to brake.
And look, one final thing. You're going to be going to the stewards for a VSC infringement. Do you have any idea what that might be about?
Well, it must have been close with Oscar, yeah.
Just the restart?
Yep.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Let's open this to the floor. Name and publication, please.
Philip Clarion from Motorsport for Lando, please. Sounds like it was always a plan to swap positions, so how surprised were you that the call came so late? Because it's not just being put under pressure, but also the safety car could have made it really tricky at the end.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke through many different scenarios. Like Oscar said, it was tough to do that much earlier because the guys behind were pretty close. I think there was one lap, but it's hard to suddenly kind of plan that and execute it well. So I think we did the best job we could. We want both cars up there, and of course the safety car put under a little bit of threat, and we were lucky we didn't have to do it after. But there's always those risks in the beginning of the race, middle of the race, end of the race. It's not a straightforward thing ever. So we planned for it and we executed it well.
Thanks, Lando. Any more from the floor? Yes, another one, please.
Hi. Hello, Pedro from Band. Max, your first race here with Red Bull was 2016. Was a rainy race, and you did everything spectacular, even a save from the wall. Do you think that tomorrow with the rain, your chances of winning are higher?
Yeah, it's difficult to tell. Also, in the rain, anything can happen. It's always quite chaotic. So, we just have to wait and see, of course, what happens tomorrow.
But Max, would you prefer a wet or a dry race?
Yeah, dry or wet is fine.
Both. All right, thank you. Next one.
Hello, for Max, John from Agencia F from Spain. Max, what would you think of the possibility of having Franco Colapinto as a teammate, given all the reports that were published recently?
I don't know. It's a bit difficult for me to answer. I'm busy with other things to improve. And he's doing a great job, at the moment in Formula One. So that's great to see. I understand, of course, that it's very attractive for a lot of teams to have him. So it's up to the team also, to see what they want to do.
Thank you, Max. Any more? Yeah, another one.
Hi, Maria from Car Magazine Brazil. Question to both McLaren drivers. I was just wondering, what can we take from today's race in terms of teamwork that can be useful for tomorrow's Grand Prix? Thank you.
Oscar.
I don't know. I mean, it could be completely different tomorrow. It's very, very rare you have exactly the same scenario. I think, we've spoken for months now about working together and doing what's right for the team. And, that includes both of us as drivers in the team. We'll see what scenario we have in qualifying, where we qualify, and then we'll see what situation we're in the race. But it's not, we've probably spent months planning a million scenarios now, but until you actually get into the race and see what you have, it's very, very tough to do. But I think, we've showed multiple times in both directions that we'll help each other out when we need to.
Oscar said it well enough.
Okay, any more? Yep, another one.
Philip Clarion from Motorsport for all three, if you want. There was a lot of comments yesterday about the new surface and how bumpy it was. How bad was it today, and what was the track evolution? And especially when it rains on a new surface like this, how slippery do you think it's going to be?
Let's go in order. Lando, please, first.
Yeah, normally the rain is not great in these conditions, just because it's still a very fresh surface. There's a lot of oil and a lot of things that make it slippery. So I'm not expecting it to be easy whatsoever, but it provides good grip on a day like today. You know, it felt actually quite quick today. So you have that. The bumps, I mean, they're not gone overnight. So less than ideal. I don't know how the tracks are made exactly, but in how the cars are forced to be made in nowadays, every driver on the grid has complained. The cars we had a few years ago, you could get away with more of these things, and you almost noticed it a lot less. The cars are made to be low, like that is the regulation. The teams have to make them like that. And therefore, other things have to change around it, and one of those things is the tracks, because how it was yesterday especially made things pretty difficult for everyone, and it doesn't just put us under more physical discomfort. I'm not saying pain, but I'm just saying less than ideal bumps and stuff, for your head and your whole body. And also the car, the car has to withstand a lot of bumps and hits and things like that, and it's made to withstand a good amount, but almost as much as yesterday, not really. So the FIA know, and they're not happy with it either. So I know that they want to improve things for the future, and they work with us to try and do that. It's not good. I hope we do something for the next time we come here, but the grip level is actually quite decent. Just the consistency of the surface is very poor. It's probably the worst of the year. Austin, I'm not sure, but it's not far off. So I think something does need to be done for next year.
Yeah, nothing to add.
Okay, another one, please.
Hi, congratulations, Oscar, for your win. My name is Bruna from Global TV, and my question for both of McLaren drivers. Just a second, my phone is locked, sorry. I would like to ask, how is McLaren approach to manage the short and the long-term objectives now that the championship is coming to an end with 4 races to go? Thank you.
I don't know what I won, but thank you. I think we just demonstrated what the short and long-term objectives are. I mean, the long-term objectives are to win everything we can. So I think that's quite clear. And in the short term, there's 2 championships at stake, and I'm really only involved in one. So that's where I sit with it.
Yeah, Oscar said it well. We've helped each other over the last 2 years for different things. I think it's one of our strengths is we work very well as a team. I don't think there's probably any other team on the grid that work as well. So I'm proud about all of that. But yeah, like Oscar said, we're fighting for a constructor and we're fighting for our drivers. And we want to help the whole team achieve both of these goals. Obviously, from a driver's point of view, it puts us in a slightly different position. I'm not proud to win a race like I did today, so I'm always happy. You congratulated Oscar on the win. It's not how I want to, I'm not proud of it, basically. So, I work hard to go and do a better job in quali later and put myself in a better position for the race. But we want to avoid it as much as we can. But at the same time, we sign up for this. We have to work together as a team. We get told what to do. We have a boss. And